Hello. Hello. Yeah, some live still. Welcome to this session. We are going to talk about controlling and manage your cloud clients. My name is Olav Tvedt. I'm working in Every as a chief consultant and advisor. And of course, a lot of the job we do these days are cloud related. Let's see here. The cloud was by many considered a revolution. But is it really a revolution? Revolution never ever usually occur in this kind of industries. It's an evolution that occurs, but somebody are sitting there with their eyes closed and doesn't notice the evolution. And after a while, they just say, "Oh, it's a revolution." Now it's been happening for quite a long time. It's just like the shopping experience for users. The users, in old times, they used to go to a local store. They usually had one or two stores spread around the city. This one evolved until shopping streets. So we can go to one street and find more shops. And that one evolved to what we today have with malls. That's the way data and data usage have changed as well. And it have been changing for quite a while. The only strange thing is that we are now talking about cloud this, cloud that, and everything, but we always seem to forget we are dependent on the client. And although we offer client as a service, we usually then give you a physical media that you will be stuck with. So your client is not in the cloud. And all plan of moving everything to the cloud, it's okay, but you need to consider how should your users access what you have put into the cloud. How can we make sure that the device the users select to use will be in the cloud, connected to our stuff the way we want it to be connected. And mainly, we want it to be connected in a secure way. We want it to be a device that we can trust, just not a random device that anybody can use. So we are going to take a look at the parts of different ways of managing your cloud devices. But we are going to start with the number games. Everybody likes to play games, right? Yay! Games are fun. So we will start by using a game where we have selected prizes. My favorite prize is actually related to my t-shirt, Bazinga, Big Bang Theory. It's the rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock dice game. So this is the main prize. You can also win a surface or stuff like that. But this is the main prize, right? So if you want to win the surface, you just go down to the booth at Microsoft and register. And you need to have taken photos of this session and tweeted it out, right? So this is the main prize. We have some more not that funny prizes, but we have the Microsoft wireless display adapter. And we have two of them. We have two sessions, so we give out both of them on the session earlier today. Can also say that the session from this morning at 10 o'clock, it will be repeated most likely at 3 o'clock tomorrow, because there was some movement of the session, so it was people that was not aware that it had been moved in time slots. So it will be repeated tomorrow, hopefully at 3 to 4, but stay put. It was an awesome session with Alexander and me, talking about surface and deployment and cool stuff. We also have some DAB radios for lucky winner. And we have one little starter, one IT Pro cap. Who want an IT Pro cap? Somebody say, me. Yeah, you got it. Oh, not you, but you. Try to steal it. That's not nice. So the prizes you can win, you need to send in a tweet, take a picture of the stage or something like that, or the screen, and tweet about it. So you tweet about it, you send an email with a solution to the game to epic@solat.no, and you can go in and find the winner tomorrow. And we are quite bad boys, because if you don't pick it up by the time 12 o'clock tomorrow, we will give it out to another attendee. So we will, in the blog post, we will say between 10 and 12, you can come and get it at the Microsoft booth. And if you're not there at 12 o'clock, we will just simply pick another winner. Because everybody wants the scissor, rock, paper, lizard, Spock game, right? So the game will start by me just raving like a madman, saying some numbers. The numbers will then be converted into a letter. And the letter will spell a word, just like surface on the screen. So if I say 83, you can go into the binary calculator and figure out that this is actually an S. And so on, and suddenly we have the word surface. So that's the rule of the game. You take a tweet, you send an email, and one lucky winner will, or several lucky winners will have some of the goodies we have. I will put up this slide at the end of the show so you can get the email address again. But be aware of the numbers you need to have. For instance, the first number is actually 73. So the agenda will be, we are talking about the classic management of our client. We will talk about what I call unmanaged. We will have some managed, and we will have the MDM managed class of devices. I have my co-presenter here, Charlie Chaplin, in my head, of course. He did a movie called Modern Times back in 1936, where he took the industrialization to a new level and showed the problem with the technologies and everything that could happen. We all learned that in the end, it was a good evolution. But for the people in the evolution, it looked scary. But seeing back on that time frame now, it just shows us that we needed it, and it helped us grow and do better. The same will be the case with the cloud. So Charlie Chaplin, he showed me here his old kind of way of classic management. This is the old way we did it. We turn the nuts and bolts. We have Active Directory to authenticate users. We might use private PKI. We might use direct access or VPN. We need to use one of those to be able for the clients to be mobile clients. So with a classic management system, we need to have devices that are in Active Directory, that runs group policies for management, maybe System Center for application deployment and other types of management. But we need them to be a member of the domain. We need a VPN kind of solution, like direct access. And we don't run agent, except if we are running System Center products. So we can say that it's agentless. Is that a con or a pro? I think that it's agentless. It could be an okay solution, but because of the agentlessness, we are depending on the servers to know what happened on the client. If we have an agent there, the client can give us status updates. So, but the con is that the pro is that the servers will ask the client to see, are you doing fine, my friend? And if it gets an answer, it's happy with it. So, if it's a con, it's not easy to say. We have some extension of the classic management where we use Active Directory Federation services to implement stuff like Workplace Join. So we might actually use some modern stuff in our classic solution today. Unmanaged. unmanaged is just madness, like my friend Charlie here shows you. With unmanaged, we don't have control over users like Charlie. So he goes out and buy himself a strange device for 400 crowns, about $10 or something like that, and try to use it to access our company information. So unmanaged is a bad place to be. 86. So with unmanaged, we might actually use ADLMS for some kind of user authentication. We will have some kind of access token. The meaning is that we have application that we have provided for our users, and they use only the username and password to get hold of it. So we don't know anything else, that somebody have the username and the password, and they are logged on to our corporate information. Not a good situation to be in. We can actually use workplace join in this scenario as well. No device control, and it's user-driven. So it's the users decide that he want to access our applications by the web. Luckily, Charlie got a boss. So he got some management, but Charlie is not that easy to manage, but he got some management. So we put together something that makes it better for us. To make stuff better, we will start to use workplace join, and we will also start to use Azure Active Directory with the device registration. So now we can actually take a device and add it to Azure Directory and use it as a security measure. The good thing with this is now that we are pushing out our application by the web portals, for instance. The user have to fulfill some kind of criteria to access them. So first, we start with the authentication. The user log on, but now he can actually then log on with a classical logon in Active Directory or the Azure Active Directory logon, and we can synchronize the password between them. That's the main reason that we can now do device adding to Azure Directory, is that we now can add a password from Azure Directory into our Active Directory on-premise. Because of that, we can actually add a device in the cloud, and the device will be replicated into our system. That means that the user are authenticated and the device is registered. So we know device should be good. So we are now using workplace join and Active Directory device registration. They will be quite similar if you use workplace join or if you use Active Directory device registration. It will be the same for the user. It will be the same user experience. You will create the same type of object in Active Directory, either in Azure or on-premise. But we have knowledge of the devices that the user use. This takes us to the next level that gives us some control, or a lot of control. Because with this solution, we can now go for the device-based conditional access. Device-based conditional access actually means that to get access to Office 365 or on-premises applications, you have to have your password, your username, and your device have to be in a state that we know of. It could be just you have to have registered in workplace join or in device registration, but it have to be registered somehow. But you can also, after a while, start to put in other criteria for the device to work on our solution. So to get into our Office 365 SharePoint portal, you have to have a device that are connected, like my Surface here. We have it AD connected, or we have it Azure AD connected. And when we are connected, it will check that this is the device that we know of, and it will check if you have antivirus running, other application needed and stuff like that. This is quite new, so we don't know when everything is going to happen. But today you can actually enable Active Directory device registration without a problem. And you can join your device to Azure. So device-based conditional access helps us on on-premise application, on Office 365 application with Intune. So it's both on Intune and Office 365. And you can use Windows 7 and up, iOS 6, and Android 4. So most devices used by users today are supported by this technology today, and it will grow further. 82. Let's show you Active Directory device registration. Because of the risk of crappy network, I will not do this demonstration. I will do some demonstration later, but I will not do this live because it will fail if the line goes up and down. So on the server side, we prepare for device registration by simply running a PowerShell command on our on-premises domain controller. We enable device authentication in ADFS if needed. And we use the DIRSync tool to allow write back of the password. That's simply what we need to enable this. If you don't have an on-premise Active Directory, it will work out of the box. So if you are one of the lucky guys that actually don't have anything, you're lucky that I don't have anything, okay. But if you don't have anything today and starting up a new company, start with Active Directory Azure version, because then you don't have to have any domain controllers. If that's good enough for the application you are going to run, and then you don't have to think about anything of this stuff. You have to have some DNS registration on the domains you are using, and that's just enterprise registration at your address, like enterprise registration .every.com and enterprise registration bergen.every.com. So we need to register all the domains our user will use if they have subdomains. But we just register a simple CNAME, point it to enterprise registration at windows.net, and it will work. You can use an NSLOOKUP command to just check if your domain are already registered. In Azure, you only have to go in and enable workplace join. Remember I told you it's just about the same? Yeah, it's really just about the same because you do it on the same way, if it's workplace join or if it's Azure Directory device registration. So we can also set the limitation of how many devices each user should have. We can demand multi-factor authentication to make it more secure. And that could be a good idea if you want to make your application even more secure. When you have done this in your Active Directory, you just go to configure. It's the wrong way around. Okay. You find your domain. By some strange reason, the slides is backwards. You go into Active Azure Directory, you go into configuration on your domain, and then you just enable workplace join. Sorry about that one. On the client side, how should we be able to add our client? It will be an app. There are apps for it already, workplace join apps, and I think also the Azure Directory device registration app are out for iOS. But the client experience on a computer, like Windows 10, will be that you go into the computer, go into settings, system. When you get into system, you select about. Of course, you want to go to the cloud and domain join you to the cloud, and then it's system about. So about, you find the connect to cloud. Easy, you press it. Heads up, you are about to enroll this PC to your organization. If you are missing this selection, you are already joined to a domain, because the Azure Directory device registration are a domain. You can only be a member of one domain. So if you cannot find a selection, it's because you are a member of the domain. Just a moment. Set up Windows information with your computer account. Type in your password, type sign in, and nothing else happens if it goes okay. There are on this build there are no verification that hello, welcome to the cloud, but there will be some kind of verifications. In some cases, you actually will see that you can select what service you want to connect to. Do you want to connect to the Intune? So it can be a different experience there. So after you have connected to the cloud, what happens in the system about page? You cannot see anything. It have actually removed connect to the cloud and information about it in this build. So if you don't find anything there at all, you are most likely either in a domain, but then you will see it in the domain, in the PC name, or you are already connected to the cloud. On the Azure side, after a device have the possibility to create devices in Azure Directory, we could go in and see on the user. When we go into the user, you can see I have selected my user. My user have one device added to Azure. So I can only select users in Azure and show what device that user have. If you want to extend this to be able to write reports, you have to go for the Azure Directory Premium version. But it will work without Premium, but you don't have the management tools to search and do more advanced stuff. But it will work anyway. If you want to know more about ADFS, John Craddock is here and will do a lot of cool sessions around authentication. So please join his session on authentication, or go to Morgan, Azure Right Management. That's a really good session, so I would recommend to join that one. Then we have the new type of devices. I have taken the liberty to rename it. MDM is no longer mobile device management. The reason why I do this is that too many people are focused on their phones and tablets, and they forget their PCs. The PC sales are now increasing. Tablets are decreasing. It will not change very big, but we need to be aware that a lot of the users actually uses PCs. Go figure. So I rather call it modern device management, like Charlie here. He did the test with the eating machine to effective his lunch breaks. This is how we do it at every office every day, so it's a good thing. So the modern device management puts us into different 86. We have different management now. We still have the possibility to use Azure Active Directory. We still might have a domain because we can connect on both places. But now we also start to use add-ons, the MDM programs like Intune, Configuration Manager in Intune, Airwatch, Citrix, Mobile Iron, and so on. So we start to use stuff that makes us control the devices instead of just the devices controlled by the users and doing whatever the users feel for. We can actually now go in and set settings, set rules, and modify the behavior of the devices. And we need to think about modern devices, because if we go into the magic quadrant of mobile device management, one of the criteria that are missing on 2014, that's will make up that Microsoft is not here at all, is among other that it's optional to include PCs. So in the Gartner report, that's a good report, I recommend to read it, but it still says that computers, PCs, like Mac and Windows PCs, Linux PCs, are just an option to have in a good MDM solution. We need it to be there, because we are going to change the way we are managing Windows. In Windows 10, there are new providers, there are new hooks in the operating system that makes it almost easier to manage them by the MDM than by group policies. Most of the important setting in group policy will be able to be pushed out in an MDM solution. So we can actually start to use just Azure Active Directory, like I told you, if you're a new company, but we can still have control over the devices like Windows PCs by using Intune or Mobile Iron or Airwatch, and we also get out the group policy settings that we need. But we will do it by doing these small notches in Windows 10. So it will be more ready for mobile device management. So everybody are talking about Intune. I saw on the agenda, and there are about 5 Intune sessions. So when I was supposed to demonstrate something MDM, I of course did something else. I have never ever tried Airwatch before. So just a couple of days ago, I just figured out, let me connect up to the company solution and tell them that I am a really, really experienced Airwatch guy. So please add me to the admin console. So of course they added me to the admin console. But sadly, it was my own admin console on a demo environment for just me and a couple of nutty users. One of the users, he's a really pain in the ass. But okay, there are 2 users, it's me and a nutty user. So going in here, devices, having been used to Intune, you will very quick get the feeling of Airwatch. Airwatch has actually a couple of features that makes it better than Intune. One of the best thing actually is that you can have an on-premise Airwatch solution. So if you don't want to have a cloud-based MDM, you can actually set it up on your own premises. And that's a good thing. So we have a device here. Let's see, we have a device that is not encrypted. I bet it's that annoying user, but okay. We can go into the list view and see what different devices we have. We have an iPad. Let's see what's the state of the iPad. It have no violations. One of the good thing is users always drop their devices someplace. I can't find my device. If this is a company-controlled device, I can actually enable location on them. If it's a bring your own device, a private device, I can select not to do it. And the user can actually override me if I try to enable location on the device. So, but I really like the feature that I can go into location. Okay, my iPad was used last time yesterday in the middle of the night in Bergen. And you can also notice who's the excellent map provider is, right? So we can locate my device. We can figure out who's the user of this device. And we can send a message to the device also. So if we figure out that this guy, Olav, he sounds like a strange person, let's send him a message. We can wipe the device, of course. We can lock the device. We have all the management we need in it. We also have the possibility to go into apps and books and setting and app categorize And let me see if you have the, I will figure it out from the other side. I go into devices again. Digital view. See. Let's see here. Compliance policies. Go into the compliance policies. This is actually my wife's iPad mini. My wife, or as many other people, addicted to one application. She's addicted to Candy Crush. So she actually uses my Intune credits to get to level 868. And I don't have any credits to buy any more movies. So I have created a blacklist for Candy Crush. So she's not able to play Candy Crush anymore on her iPad. And that's the reason why I am allowed to go to Oslo and never come back. So I don't know if it's a good deal or what, but let's see. I also figure out, I have learned this in just a couple of days or a week by playing around. I can see that it's pretty much easy to do it. And we have a self-service portal. So I will select some random dude from the audience and make him demonstrate user interface on the fly. That's a cool demo, right? Anybody that will be a random dude. A random.
This device that you gave me 2 months ago.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the pesky user. Yeah, okay.
Promise me by giving me this device, I would be more productive and more mobile.
Yeah, but it's a Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me so.
It's I bet it's 400 krones at
Yeah?
least.
But you said it will be making me more productive.
Yeah, but you have quite a bad productivity in the beginning. So
But first of all, I gave this Samsung tablet to my nephew.
yeah,
I can't log in.
you can't log in.
No.
Okay, let's go into the self-service portal. Strangely, your name is the same as mine. Oh, sorry, group ID first. So this is a simple user-driven, and you can also sync your Active Directory users, so you have single sign-on. Let's see. Let's take it from the scratch. Choose group ID. And we need to do this. That. And then we use the username again. Same email address as well. Cool.
Well, you gave it to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Since you have never seen me in live person before, just on the phone when you ordered the device.
I didn't order it.
I pushed it on you then. Yeah. Okay, here you have your Android device. What was the first problem?
Well, I gave it to my nephew, and now I can't log in.
Okay. Maybe we should make this visible. So let's just take the screen over here. So you can see what happens. You can all see now that the device is locked. We don't have any possibility to log on because he's not a user.
So it says here something about clear passcode.
That sounds just about right.
That sounds right. Okay, let's try that one.
Yes, let's try that one. And let's hope.
It says the passcode was successfully cleared on the device, but what does that mean?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. Maybe it was successfully cleared on the device.
How do you check that?
Let's see what happens when we turn it back on. And there. You notice? It just went from password to unprotected. And that's the good thing, right? Let's have all enterprise devices without passwords. So if you notice here, we have a warning sign up on the top side here. Here. The application will, in a very short while, pop up. And it did it there. It pops up. It starts the Airwatch agent and tells me that it's required to have a password. And you, my good sir, can you type in a new password?
I'll type in a new password. Okay, I can do that.
PIN.
A PIN. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's
Are you sure you remember that?
I think I could do that. One more time. Okay.
Okay.
Does it comply to the company policy about
Let's
secure?
See when we turn it off and turn it on again.
Okay, so my nephew cannot use my device anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Let's put the device in here and we have screen back on, because we have a very bad boy down here. He steals tablets all the time. So we need to figure out who of you in the audience have stolen my very, very expensive tablet. So, a hammer, yes. Let's see if we can make some noise. Make some noise! Yay! And now the tablet. Time to make some noise. That's the guy. I know there was something suspect about you. Yeah.
He used it as a frisbee.
Yeah. It's the only way to use it. And since we are now going for the cool stuff,
And you actually got to actively
turn it off.
turn it off.
Yeah. Do you love your device?
No.
Why not?
It's a Samsung, for crying out loud.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do a device wipe then.
The difference between the enterprise wipe and the device wipe is actually if an employee quits by his own will and you want to remove your enterprise data, you can remove his email and the enterprise documents. But if he got sacked and you're really going to push him and kick his ass, you also remove his Candy Crush data.
No, my wife will kill you.
Then every time this pops up, it should give you a random number. Just to prove that it is a random, now it's 1578. Let's do it again. And it's 7598.
Is that the price of the tablet?
In yen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you are doing the device storage, you can
Ooh.
select what do you want to wipe on the device.
We always recommend our users to save their photos on the memory card, right? Yeah.
And when this guy quits and I'm going to wipe his device,
yeah.
you know what's going to happen.
Bye-bye.
So it will now soon start wiping.
Or weeping. Anyway. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, I guess I'm
So-
fired then.
What about new devices then?
What, new devices?
Yeah, you want to do add your new device because you're just
What, you saying that you're actually
Reset
going to
it.
keep me?
yeah, we love you, man.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So what you're actually going to do is that you're going to add a new device, and that will be my Surface Pro 3, of course. And this is a Windows 8 or RT platform.
I could actually have added it for him, and then you can go in and say it need to be this OS of this version, like iOS 6 or something like that.
And you also can
So-
choose the specific model of the operating system or the OS of the device. The device ownership is actually described as if it is a corporate device. Let's say that Olav buys me a new device. Of course, he buys me a Samsung. We're too happy. He buys me a new Surface Pro 3. I'm more happy. Then there's a corporate device that's embedded to the corporation. You could also do an employee-owned, which pretty much says bring your own disaster long ago, right? But yeah. But then if you choose this one, you can select more easily what kind of data that is enterprise and what's private. But one thing that's most important is privacy. When there's a bring your own device, Olav can't track me by using the find the device.
Yeah.
So when I'm off golfing during work hours, he can't track me.
We can see just, even though we have wiped the device, we can go into location, locate device, because it's not an online location, but no location data reported. On my iPad, you saw that I had data registered, and I had a lot of data from the movement it have been. So we can now select bring your own device without the monitoring of locations. So select the right type of device registration when you do this. So, okay?
Yeah, thanks. I get a new Surface in the mail, right?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome, thanks.
Anybody have one of the Surface folders we can put this one in? So he will never notice. He will never see. You know, these MVPs on Surface, they are not too bright, right? Oh, sorry. That was cross the line, but I just had to be done. So that was the random dude. We have a new feature that I think will grow immensely, and that's OneGet feature in PowerShell. So in the new version of PowerShell, you can use OneGet. With OneGet, what is OneGet is the question. OneGet is a wrapping of installation, but we can talk about a lot of stuff, but actually I just say it's how to get what you want when you want it. As long as you have the new PowerShell version, you can get what you want when you want it. We will be pointing at providers that have packages like Java Runtime, like Office 365 and Pro, Home, and so on. And we can also set up private store providers. So as we can actually host a store with all the application you need, and you can use OneGet to get them. So I'm just going to show you how we do it by going into my PC here. Let's see. Let's go for an enhanced session. I will start PowerShell. Just see that we have zoom it. Okay. So to use OneGet, you actually just have to download in the existing version. You have to download NuGet package to use OneGet. I mean, so we just type in find package, and we will see here. Find package. I have already installed a NuGet, I think. So like that. It will now go and find a list of providers. That could be a provider like Every, or it could be Microsoft's own provider for PowerShell. It could be, we have internet problems. Let's try again with VLC. There we got it, yeah. So it will search the providers we have. One of the biggest providers for now are Chocolatey. Microsoft might create something themselves, but for now they just have the PowerShell modules. But we have NuGet and we have Chocolatey, and we can point to ourselves as file storage as providers as well. We can add own providers, and hopefully there will be something in place by the time this gets released. But we can see here I find package VLC. We have the newest VLC. Let's find Java. So run just find package Java, and it finds a lot of Javas. I actually want to find just the Java runtime, and it will find the newest version of Java runtime. If I want an older version of an application, I can use /version and tell what version or in what range of versions I want to find in my search. So the next thing is I use still find package Java runtime, and I pipe it into install package. I could, of course, just use install package Java runtime, and it will be installed. The execution policies need to be overridden at some point, or you have to trust the provider. We don't trust Chocolatey because Chocolatey are a community of developers that create these packages, and there are no limitation of what package get published. NuGet is a bit better, but the best thing is if you're going to trust somebody, it should be your own provider. So trust only your own providers. You can, there it's installed, Chocolatey, it's installed. Let's see here. This is the nice way to tell your user, let's install Java. Yeah, just type in PowerShell. So you will not do this to your users. So we have some workarounds. I have created a short application called OneGet app that I will publish on my blog later today. It's just a PowerShell script that goes in, read from a text file the application I wanted to have available, and it will create this list. I'm sorry about the delay in the network, because it's to run quite slow. It's usually quite fast. So I have created one PS1 file and one app.txt file. And as long as I can search for it, I can install it by using the application file. Let's see here. It's very slow. Let's show something else while we wait. I can integrate. This is not a supported solution because it's totally new, and you have to cheat to make it work. So in my task sequence in MDT, I now deploy Windows 10 by cheating after Johan's blog, and I also put in a OneGet application because I want all my deployed computers to have the newest version of Java runtime. So instead of downloading it, putting in MDT and deploying it, I just go into the task sequence, and down at the task sequence, you can see I have put in just something as simple as this. I call PowerShell with execution policy bypass. So I don't have to degrade the security of PowerShell. I just have degraded it in this session. I run the find package NuGet /force. The reason for that is that I need to install NuGet. I don't install it by running it this way, but I install it by invoking a command that is OneGet. And then OneGet will say, you need to download this package for the search to work. So I know that it will give me the possibility to download the NuGet package if I say yes, and that's the reason why I used forced. It will come back with an error message. So I have gone into options and created a success code. So MDT believes that the error message that will be created actually are not an error. So I will not get an error message in my deployment in the final summary. So the next line is just to install Java. And we can see that where's my task sequence? You can see it's just the same kind of command. PowerShell exe, bypass, execution policy, install package Java runtime /force. So with this solution, as long as the computer have a network connection, it will actually install Java and everything else I can find at one of my providers in OneGet. And this is not only a solution for domain joined PC. This is a solution that we demonstrated earlier today, and we will demonstrate tomorrow at 3 o'clock on how you can have a memory stick. You give it to your users, and your users will refuel his surface with a good golden image that we have created. Let's go back and see what's happened here, if we can start it again. Let's try once more. There it goes. Now download the application list that I have created. It checks against Shockley, NuGet, PS module providers, and it finds that the applications are available. And we can see that I already have installed Java runtime, so it's green. All other stuff I can select if I want to install them. And I just changed the file that's located in the tools OneGet apps txt. Just add more application to the list, and then the list will grow. So this can actually be a script that you have on all your users' computers, even though they are not domain joined. It's just PCs. So they can just start this script, and they can cross out whatever application they want. And the best thing about it, it's green Java runtime, right? For how long? When it's red, means that there is a new version out. Then you just cross it out, press install, and it will upgrade to the newest version. So you can actually have users upgrading their hard-to-upgrade application by using this instead of going into a website and yada yada. So it's much easier for the users. Select just install, for instance, 7-zip, install selected. The reason why we have the text behind here, we could have suppressed everything, but because of the demo, I even put in verbals, so we can see what actually happens. But for the user experience, we will not show anything if we don't want to show it. Finished, and it's installed. Quite cool, right? So, the big lesson learned now is actually that we have several ways of doing MDM, doing device in the sky. We can buy a solution that's called client as a service. We sell them. It's a great deal. But we need to make sure that client as a service, if we are going to provide it for our users, we actually need to have control over the devices. If we will have total control, okay, all devices that are allowed to access our company applications are in the classic mode. It's PC delivered by me on a Surface, on a ordinary PC, or something that we are controlled in the classic ways. That's not how it works anymore. So we need to make sure that instead of just allowing access to our applications with username and password, we take it a bit farther and implement some kind of device control. The easiest device control is just Azure Directory device registration or workplace join. It's easy and it works. But we don't have control over the device. We just know that the user have said, this is my device. And Alex over there, this is your device. So should we trust an Android device without any form of control? No. Should we trust a Surface without any form of control? No. We cannot trust devices because devices have users, and users just install all kind of crap. So we want to be in the MDM sector. We want to make sure that we are using either Intune, Airwatch, Citrix, Mobile Iron, or something that gives us control of all types of devices, not only phones and tablets, because in the future it will be more and more PCs not in our domain that we need to allow access to our data. And it's in the near future. So avoid Charlie running amok on your company data, and avoid unmanaged. Unmanaged work, most companies are today running unmanaged devices. Implement some kind of device control so you know that the device have to have the ID in Active Directory, and fortunately, we will soon also be able to see if you have antivirus, Windows updates, and stuff like that. For more MDM related, there is actually a partner session on Airwatch as I speak. You can watch it on video, so see it later. You can go to Peter D. Tender's Enterprise Mobility Suite and how to deploy it, if you want to learn more about Intune and Configuration Manager. You have Kent Agelund that have some awesome session with Configuration Manager and Client Management. And of course, you have the funny man himself, Alex de Jong, doing some Chuck Norris style management. Remember the number games, right? We have still the nice prize of Big Bang Theory. So remember the number games. You need to send a tweet. If you don't have the possibility to tweet, you can come down and pat me on the back. That's almost as good as a tweet. And you need to send a mail to epic@solat.no, and tomorrow we will publish the winner of the game. So please enjoy the rest of the conference. Come down, ask questions. I will be at the Microsoft booth the most part of tomorrow. Thank you.